Donald Trump is infamously known for attacking anyone who just doesn't agree with him, and anyone who thinks that that kind of person is fit for office clearly is not mature enough to see the damage that he's done to this country. But let me be clear, there is a difference between mocking someone online to get a reaction from your base and just being a horrible person. But the thing is, Trump isn't just mocking people online to rev up his base, there's that, but he's also just a horrible person. He just does that because that's who he is. And we know this because we have a new leaked video of him going on a widely sexist rant in front of his young son Barron. Now I'll play that for you in a second, but I do want to say it is July 4th, so a happy Independence Day to all of us Americans. You see, today is the day where we're supposed to come together as Americans to celebrate despite our differences. But Donald Trump had other plans. You see, today he actually posted on Truth Social attacking Biden and Kamala Harris. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he said. Happy 4th of July to all, including our highly incapable president who uses prosecutors to go after his political opponent. Not true, but okay. Who choked like a dog during the debate but tried to pretend it was international travel. Only 12 days rest. And when the gig was up, he blamed it on a cold. Anyone who watched the debate could clearly see that Joe Biden was not feeling all right. Regardless of what that was, he very clearly had an off night, and even right after it, once he finally got some water and a cough drop, he sounded much better. Therefore, why would anyone say he's cognitively challenged? Also, respects to our potentially new Democrat challenger, Laughin' Kamala Harris. She did poorly in the Democrat nominating process, starting out at number 2 and ending up defeated and dropping out, even before getting to Iowa, but that doesn't mean she's not a highly talented politician. Just ask her mentor, the great Willie Brown of San Francisco. Someone else that I have to compliment is deranged Biden prosecutor named Jack Smith, who has become a legend in his own mind for all of those cases he has lost. The corrupt prosecutors are working hard for Crooked Joe, but that will never be enough. Make America great again. Notice how even less than 10% of this message was about 4th of July and wishing the American people happy Independence Day. He was really just using Independence Day as an intro and not really talking about it at all. He just used this post to attack his political enemies. But on top of this, does this just sound like the kind of person we want in office? And no less to be a literal king with new presidential immunity? He is just continuing to divide the country, but Joe Biden does not do that. You want to see Biden's message for Independence Day? Take a look.
We just have to remember who we are, for God's sake. We're the United States of America. And there's nothing beyond our capacity when we work together.
Biden is literally saying here that if we work together, there's nothing that we can't do. He's really trying to promote us working together and coming together as a country. But Donald Trump is trying to destroy democracy and divide us apart. One candidate is very clearly qualified for the position, and the other is definitely going to destroy our democracy. And honestly, this tweet right here sums up Independence Day this year pretty well. Let's go ahead and take a look at that new leaked video clip of Donald Trump making super sexist comments in front of his young son Barron.
You gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So,
I just can't imagine.
but can you imagine that guy with dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man.
Right.
A very tough guy, and they see him. They can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Okay?
Yeah, that's amazing.
You just keep knocking him out, right?
That's it.
Yes, definitely being a very good influence on your son there, Donald. Then again, he probably actually thinks he's being a good influence. But I do want to touch on a few things related to this video. First, Trump said very confidently that Biden was dropping out of the race. That is just not true, because he just had a meeting with other Democratic governors, and they came out of that meeting seeming to be pretty optimistic going forward. Just take a look at what they had to say.
Governor Walz said, the president has always had our backs. We're going to have his back as well. Because the results that we've been able to see under this administration have been undeniable in all of our individual states. But the thing that makes us most optimistic and most hopeful is not necessarily that we're afraid of an alternative, but also is that we're hopeful for the future. And so we know we have work to do. We know that as we're standing right here, we're behind. But we also know that that path to be able to make sure that we can pull ahead in November is real, and it's going to take all of us in order to make it happen and to make it work. And we're grateful to hear the level of excitement and the focus that the President and the Vice President have about being victorious in November. And with that, I'll turn it over to Governor.
The second thing I want to mention is just how bad his slander against Biden and Kamala Harris were. Because is this truly the kind of person that we want, even if you're a Republican? Is that the kind of person that you look up to and that you want running our country? Especially when you consider if he wins this November, he's never leaving. I mean, that's it. You know, Trump is just going to be king. That's literally what's going to happen if he's elected. So is this really, truly the kind of person that we want in office? Someone who will slander anyone just because he doesn't like them and will make an enemy of every other country in this world aside from Putin and Kim Jong-un. I know for me, he's the last person I want to be president, especially because that would make this Independence Day probably the last one.